Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Hope so that you all are fine at your houses. So, today we are going to start revision of our chapter number 4, which is solid, liquid, and gas. As from the name, we can understand that it is something related to the things which we are seeing in our day-to-day life. Everything that we see in our day-to-day life have some or another shape. They are in some or another form. As we can say that any object can be in an either solid, liquid, or gas. Now, how can we identify that it is in which substance or it is in which thing, we can say, or which state of the matter? So for that we should be knowing that how the states of the matter works. What are the state of the matters and what does it comes in solid, liquid, and gaseous? So for that we will just first of all understand it basically, that what are the states of the matter. Are you ready for it? All things that take up a space and have a mass. Any substance that has a mass and occupies the space is called matter. जो भी चीज एक मास होता है जो जगह रोकती है, यू कैन कॉल इट एज अ मैटर. हम उन्हें क्या कह सकते हैं? We can call it as a matter. Solid, liquid, and gas are the three states of the matter. If we wanted to identify it in liquid, then we can just give a best example, which is milk, water, tea, coffee. They are in a liquid form. When we come for the gaseous form, it is a balloon, or you can say that a ball. These are the gaseous state. But when it comes into the solid ones, now what are the solid ones? Glass. Having a glass, which is a harder one. You can just say it out that other any example of it. Teacup. Yes, teacup is a solid. Am I right? So you can take any other objects like a cube, cuboid, anything is like a solid. For that, first of all, we will understand the difference between solid, liquid, and gaseous. When we talk about solid, liquid, and gas, then first of all we understand the thing that the solid, it is very hard. Actually, the molecules inside the solid are very closely packed, so there is a no air space between. For example, book, pencil, chairs, marbles, this all are the form or the examples of the solid. If we apply some force to it, solid can change their shape. As you can see that dough can rolled out into the chapatis, and interesting shapes can be made out of the clay. But some solids on applying force can be bent or broken. बहुत सारे ऐसे भी solids हैं जो break हो जाते हैं हम उन पर force लगाते हैं तो. Am I right? As we put force on the spectacles, what will happen? It will break down. If we put force on the book, what will happen? It will bend down. The similar way, when we go for the liquid portion, the substance, liquids are the substance in which the particles are not very closely packed. They are not like solid. They have not a fixed shape. They can flow, and they take the space of the container they are being poured in. As we pour water in the mug, then it will form its shape. If we pour it in the glass, it will form that shape. If we pour it in a bowl, it will form of that shape. So the same way, if we pour the liquids into any container, they will contain or they will just get to that shape. Alright, if we pour some orange juice into the glass, it will take the shape of the glass. It will pour into the bowl. It will take the shape of the bowl. Liquid can flow from one place to the another, so we call them fluids also. We can call the liquids as in fluids also. Now when it comes to the gaseous portion, gaseous are substance in which the particles are very loosely packed. They are not having any connection with between them. They are very far away from each other. They too have a no fixed shape, unlike the liquids. They occupy all the space given in the container. Air and the cooking gases are the examples of the gases. Air is actually a mixture of the gas which as in nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide are together forms. Okay. And fluids include both liquid and gas. Fluids के अंदर liquid और gas दोनों आ जाते हैं. All right. So this is a short thing which we have learned today is about solid, liquid and gas. We have already learned this thing in our before classes. This is just for sake of the revision portion. Alright. So now for moving on for the next topic, I can just hope that this topic has been clear to you all. So now we are moving to the another topic, which is changes of the state. So here given is changes of the state. Alright. So that are the changes of the state. Now how we can change a state from one form to the another form. So can you have an example that how we can change the states? Is it possible to change out the states? Yes, matters can be changed from one form to the another state, one state to the another state. The process by which solid changes into the liquid is called melting process. Now, you should be understand one very simple thing, that when the solid is been changing to the liquid, जब solid को हम liquid के अंदर change करते हैं, उस प्रोसेस को मेल्टिंग प्रोसेस कहा जाता है. उस प्रोसेस को कौन सी प्रोसेस कहा जाता है? You can call it as a melting process. All right. So what is melting process? In which we change solid into the liquid. Now can you give any example for it? Here is the one example given to us. When you take out an ice cube from the freezer, leave it at the room temperature, you will see that the ice starts to melt into the water. जब हम एक आइस क्यूब को फ्रीजर से निकाल देते हैं और हम उसे एक रूम टेम्परेचर पर रख देते हैं, सो व्हाट विल हैपन, थोड़ी देर वहां पर रहने के बाद आइस जो होती है वो मेल्ट होना शुरू हो जाती है, मतलब वो पिघलना शुरू कर देती है. So this is how a solid is being changed into the liquid, that the ice cube has been changed into the water when it is kept at the room temperature. All right. So when this water is heated further, water starts to change into the water vapor. So it is the process by which a gas changes into a liquid. No, it is a process in which liquid is changed into the gaseous form. Now the next one is that the process by which a gas changes into a liquid on cooling down is known as a condensation process. Now as you can see that what is the condensation process, then it is very simple for us that the condensation process is a process in which what is being changed, the liquid, the gas is changed into the liquid. What happens in this process is that the gas is being changed into the liquid form. So what will which process is being formed in that? In that the condensation process is being formed. Which process is being formed? Condensation process is being formed. Now you understand that what is the condensation process? The process in which what happens? The process in which the gas is being changed into the liquid, that process is being known as the condensation process. Understood it? Yes or no? Yes. So we have understood a condensation process. Now we will understand it with an example. When you hold a cold steel plate over a pot of the boiling water, you will see the tiny droplets of the water condensing on the tray. जब हम एक पानी को बॉईल करते हैं तो हम अगर उसे ढक देंगे किसी भी प्लेट से, so what will happen over there? That the tiny droplets will be formed in the inner side of that plate. So why they are being formed? It is because that the water which is liquid is been converted into the gaseous form, and after converting it into the gaseous form means the steam. When we cover the plate, what will happen? That steam will be collected and again formed into the liquid form. So that process is been known as an condensation. The process where the gaseous state of the water means the steam has been converted into the tiny water droplets. Alright, so that is what? That is the condensation process. The process by which a liquid changes into a solid on cooling is called solidification. Now the third concept comes, which is solidification. In this, the liquid changes into the solid on cooling down. Now can you understand it out? That when a liquid changes into a solid on cooling down is called as an solidification. हम उसे क्या कह सकते हैं? We can call it out as an solidification. Now can you give me any example for the solidification, that the process by which liquid changes into the solid? So do you have any example? I have one. When we freeze the water into the ice, when we keep the water into the tray and put it in the freezer for freezing it out, so what will happen? The liquid will be converted into the solid form, which is the ice. So here it is given the same example. Freezing of water into the ice is the form of the solidification. If you fill water in an ice tray and keep it in the freezer, you will see that after some time the water turns into the ice. So थोड़े टाइम बाद पानी जो है वो आइस में टर्न हो जाता है. So by this way the solidification process takes place and the liquid changes into the solid, like the water changes into the ice. So the same way this process is been known as an solidification. All right. So we have learned this. We have learned how the states of the matter are being formed and what is the process named melting, condensation and solidification also. So after this what we are going to do tomorrow is we will just we will just understand the three new concepts which were solid, solvent and solution. These are actually your revision portion. हम लोगों ने ये सारी चीज़ें पहले भी कर ली है. So now we are just going to revise each and everything. All right. सो कल हम लोग व्हाट इज सॉल्यूट, सॉल्वेंट एंड सॉल्यूशन इसके बारे में जानेंगे एंड हाउ इट इज बीन फॉर्म्ड एंड हाउ दे आर इंटर रिलेटेड. वी विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट थिंग ऑल्सो. सो दैट इज फॉर टुमारो. टुडे वी हैव लर्नड समथिंग विच इज we have first of all learned something about solid, liquid and gas, how we can identify them, and after that we have learned about how we can change one state to the another, by which processes and how the process is worked we have already learned in today's lecture. So now tomorrow we will learn something about solute, solvent and solution. All right, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.